Hello YouTube. Sometimes we do account reviews and we have a go at the person whose account it is because they've made some really weird choices. Other times I get given accounts that are absolute challenges. A Rubik's Cube so jumbled that it's just a minefield of how the heck do you fix this account without doing any serious damage, or heck, there might not even be things available to fix it. So today we're looking at an account that is ancient. It's from server 2 and is level 240 free to play. They played for a long time during the dawn of the game, but then left and have only recently returned, and the person who helps run this account needs some advice to give to the owner of the account to aid them in their journey. And this is going to be a challenge for us. It's not really an account review in the way you'd be used to seeing them. This is going to be a real difficult one for us. So first things first, we have 3.2 million gold. This is fantastic. This is a lot to work with, and we have 55,000 gems. So when presented with a problem account, you really love seeing gold and gems, because gold and gems will solve a lot of stuff. You can get great armor from the blacksmith. You can go ahead and get yourself good stuff from events that require you to spend gems. And considering we're going into holiday season very soon, this is exciting. One thing this account is going to lack, though, is major rewards from Black Friday, because we're not VIP, so we don't have to worry too much about that. But Christmas, Chinese New Year will take advantage of those resources. As well, building more heroes will take advantage of those resources, and I imagine you just, right? A little bit of you just flipped when you saw these heroes, but I can explain to you every single one of these hero choices. I know why these heroes were chosen. This account was played and quit in about 2018, 2019. In fact, it's probably the back end of 2018, because King Barton was really good in 2018. Jara was as well. Dark Arthendal, Amavor. These heroes were top of the tier lists for PvP, and all you needed to do was make them E3. So our friend here was building these heroes, had them at 10 star, and was beginning to progress, and realized that E2 is way easier than E3, because E3 requires a 10 star hero, whereas E2 requires a 9 star. So what he ended up doing was just going ahead and building 9 star heroes and being impatient and just leveling up the heroes he had. Ada, brilliant hero, came out at the start of 2019, an absolute godsend of a hero, massive changer to the meta. Amavor, top of the tier list, one of the best counters to Valkyrie at the time. We have Dark Arthendal, totally beautiful hero, really loved abusing her back in these days. And King Barton and Jara, two really solid heroes. Jara was a great shadow pick, King Barton was a good abyss pick, and teams were focused on the rainbow aura, which you guys may never have heard of, but it was the idea of running a bunch of heroes all from different factions. And you can see we would have been using Garuda as our forest hero. Maybe this was a Valkyrie and got swapped to a Garuda, I don't know. And then there's Penny here, who was probably here on this account because Penny came out in 2019. It's amazing how she's kind of held up as still a good hero. You can also see we've got some Stellar Shards on here. So we've been playing for an amount of time to at least make some Stellar Shard progress, which I find refreshing, right? It means you've come back, tried to make some progress with this account, and got to a point where it's like, dude, we've got the Stellar Shards, we've started developing our resources, but we still can't help this account. And I can tell you why. As you've probably seen with the Diamond series, getting ourselves hero copies has been a nightmare. The last basically 2 months in Idle Heroes has not given very many opportunities to get chests outside of the usual Imps Adventure and Sky Labyrinth. Not to mention, we got a Sky Labyrinth taken away from us, which was awful. So what we have here is an account that has been starved of hero copies. And you can see we've got glory chests, but that's about it. Look, there's a chest here you guys might not even recognize. This is a light and dark 6-star puppet chest. Crazy. I haven't seen one of these in ages. Love to see it. We've got a 9-star chest here as well, and then a bunch of 6-star chests. So we've got food, right? That's fine. It's not food we're worrying about. It is hero copies. So this account, thank goodness you've saved Heroic Summon Scrolls, because they're going to be very useful. When we get a prey event, when a Transcendence hero copy comes out, we are going to be thanking the fact that we can go ahead and get copies from the prey events, and you can swap for them. I imagine, do you have any Eternity Crystals? It's a really weird question, but that is actually one way you can go and force heroes onto your account, is with Eternity Crystals. I don't see any. No, not that are jumping out to me. We do have, though, 10 soul symbols, so that can potentially save us with these heroes that aren't going to perform very well. Heroes like King Barton, which won't be very good. Jara, interestingly, you could keep around, maybe as a tenant for an Eloise you want to build in the future. You've really got to make the decision on who is this relevant E5 going to be that we're going to build on the account. Now, we have a Penny. She is the best hero this account has, and she is going to be this account's saving grace. Crit attack stone, beautiful. We've got a full set of ranger armor. That's great. You're going to want a good artifact on here. Now, what artifacts do we have? I think the only one we do is a crown. Okay, so we're rocking a crown Garuda for most of our game modes. Solid choice, but Penny was probably better. The only issue is Penny's going to want Punisher of Immortal, and I don't like recommending that artifact to accounts. Echo of Death will be fine, though. So I think for now we're good. How are we going to push this harder? Dark Arthendal, you know what? This might sound crazy, Artemis. E5 the Dark Arthendal. Dark Arthendal is your Dark Seal land. Dark Arthendal is good. Dark Arthendal just got imprints. Dark Arthendal is fun. You could go ahead, no joke, void imprint this Dark Arthendal, and she will clear the seal land for you. And then, as you manage to get 9 copies of Carrie or Drake, swap the Dark Arthendal in the future. Because it's all well and good saying, right, I have a bunch of heroes I don't like. I would rather have Eloise, or I would rather have Carrie, or I would rather have Drake. I would rather have Rogan, right? The thing is, you don't. So you've got to go ahead and make the most of who you do have. And I see a Dark Arthendal here, and another one was in the bag. That's E4 Dark Arthendal. You just need one more Dark Arthendal copy, and you're good. So, if you get yourself some Dark Shards, you should be able to get one. Heck, you should be able to pull a Dark Arthendal from the guild store. You got Guild Solidus, bro. If one of these Dark Hero Shards does not contain a Dark Arthendal, I will eat my shoe live on stream, right? Because Dark Hero Shards, they contain Dark Arthendal, Sleepless, and all the other non-elite Dark Heroes. So, there you go. You can grab a Dark Arthendal from this. So basically buy all the 5 stars out, refresh, and then keep doing that. Or another crazy idea, you can buy Aspen. You can buy Amun-Ra. Oh, you can buy Aspen. Oh, you can buy Aspen. Dude, in the bag, did you see the 5 Aspen copies? Oh, yes. Oh, yes, oh, yes, oh, yes, oh, yes. Where's Aspen gone? 5 copies of Aspen. Do you have any more? No. But 5 copies of Aspen. You have glory chests, should you be bold enough to use them. You have a Dark Elite Shard right here. That could be an Aspen. And you can buy Aspens from the guild shop. So whilst you're going ahead and picking up these and then refreshing, you might as well maybe pick up an Aspen as well. Heck, even Amun-Ra's here. But if you grab the Aspen, you can then E5 Aspen, and Aspen as a standard Dark Hero is surprisingly good as well. Oh wait, Sentiax, you're totally right. There's your solution. The Starry Dreamy Masquerade thing! Bro! Aspen copies! Oh! This is it! Oh, the solutions. You know what I was saying? All that gold's gonna come in handy. There it is. Oh, that's so good. So, as soon as I get off this account, get these Aspens, right? Bring them in. Heck, buy your Vessas whilst you're at it. Buy your Jaras whilst you're at it. Get your heroes just ready. You've got so much gold, it is not going to matter. So I would go with Aspen, Vessa, get them ready. Maybe even Seer copies if he doesn't have any. Because the one thing he's lacking is hero copies. So just grab the good Transcendence heroes and get ready to roll. That way you don't have to worry about using chests for Transcendence heroes in the future. Oh, this is good. And then go with Aspen as your first Transcendence hero eventually down the line. Maybe build a second E5 Aspen, because Aspen is a tenant for himself in both cases. Actually, you'll find if you go to the Cloud Island, I believe Aspen's a tenant for himself, and when you transcend him, he's also a tenant for himself. So having 2 E5 Aspens is not a bad idea. Rake is actually doing exactly that on his Amazon account. So that's 5 Aspens here. You can get 5 Aspens from the Dreamy Masquerade thing. So that's already setting you up great for that. You could swap the Amavor to an Aspen and then use an E5 Aspen. If you need food, I guess... I mean, dude, he's got food. He's got food, right? Do we have Starlights to make this Starlight 10-star? No, but we've got Vessers here. Probably keep the Vessers, in all fairness. Yeah. Do you have any Starlights in here? No. Okay, that might be an issue. Finding Starlights would be ideal. But yeah. How many Altar Stones does he have? That's a great question. How many Altar Stones does he have? 2,385. Ooh. Yeah. Probably keep these around, actually, because you can get some great heroes now from the Altar Store. Eloise is in here. Ignis is in here. Rogan's in here. Yeah, I'd probably save them for the good heroes. Either way, nice to know that that's an option too. So yeah, I think we have to focus on dark heroes here, because the one thing this account is not lacking is light and dark food. Because we've got an 8-star carry here, but even then, we've got 2 6-star dark puppets here, and we've got a chest in the bag. So he could very easily focus this account on going for Aspen and all his tenants, which is something no one gets to do, right? It's such a unique thing because this account already has the food. So yeah, crazy. Does he buy Aspen for diamonds too? Well, I don't think he needs to, unless he gets to like... Well, how many Aspens do you need? You need 9 for E5 and then 9 for the second E5 to be a tenant for himself. So if you do go ahead and build 2 Aspen copies, you can make Aspen a homeowner until he's transcendent, and then you can use the other Aspen as a homeowner for him in slot 1. That's going to require you to have 18 copies of Aspen. You've got 5 here. You can pick up 5 more from the Dreamy Masquerade. If you wanted to, you could then even get 5 more with gems. That's gonna it's gonna cost you loads of gems. Oh, I don't like that. That's 20,000 gems for Aspens. Maybe don't do that. Because the other thing is, you can use Drake later down the line, but you get 3 from the guild shop, including the refreshes. That's true. That's true. So it's a crazy idea. Double E5 Aspen would just be fun, right? That would be crazy. And you avoid 4 one of them. I mean, obviously you've got to do Aspen Dungeon with Penny, but heck, maybe a Void 4 Aspen could do Aspen Dungeon. I don't know. I've never tried it with him. You never get a chance to, right? And then your first Transcendence hero, you're actually halfway to it, right? 2.5 million crystals of Transcendence. So he could totally go ahead and build Lord of Fear Aspen as his first Transcendence hero, and you've got the Dark Food to build the Carry, the Drake, and maybe... And who's the other hero we need? Amun-Ra? If we can get all the copies of those heroes, we're on for a win. So really, you might even want to use the guild store coins to grab Amun-Ra's. So this is crazy. Has he already done Heroic Miracle? Great question. If he hasn't done Heroic Miracle... Oh, no, he did. So he already got his Aspen copy from here. So, yeah, an account that has just instantly looked unsavable. We have just magically figured out a way to save it, which is Aspen. I love it. The Dreamy Masquerade is a life save. We also have then Garuda, who you can eventually get a Rogan alongside to do Seal Land. You can then swap that Garuda later down the line, either by regressing her or swapping her to a Fairy Queen Vessa, or even swapping her to an Olivia, or even another Rogan to use there. You've got Penny, who is a great hero who can just sit around and just do some decent burst damage. You can eventually swap her out for maybe a Holmes Young, or you could even go for Sword Flash as a second Transcendence hero, and maybe pivot this account to a Sword Flash account, and have a Sword Flash Lord of Fear Aspen Vanquisher team, which could be crazy. There's so many options here because we have food and we have time. That's the beautiful thing. We totally have time. And the one thing this account will struggle with is hero copies. So any opportunity to not use chests is worth it. And the Dreamy Masquerade brings us exactly that by just grabbing these hero copies now. And you can even grab Seer here if you wanted. You grab Jara. Eventually, you'll need Jaras. And it's going to cost you a load of gold, but you have loads of gold. So, yeah. Artemis. That is where you take this account. Get yourself probably an Augustus Magic Ball for the Lord of Fear Aspen. Melodic Strings would also be really good on him, so maybe get both of them, right? And then you'll probably want a Ruyi Scepter. And yeah, so just build into Lord of Fear Aspen and then probably aim for the typical Sword Flash route and grab your Demon Bells to go down that line. Because this account will ultimately aim towards having Fairy Queen Vesa, Lord of Fear Aspen, and Sword Flash as its first 3 Transcendence heroes. And it can recover beautifully. And you have time. You totally have time to do that. So, yeah, pick up the hero copies now. Get ready. And exactly, you'll need Melodic Strings, Ruyi Scepter, Augustus Magic Ball, and then 8 Demon Bells. Which is a lot of artifacts to focus on, but it's just going to take time to do, unfortunately. But crazy. Really cool account. But at least you've already got the crown. So you can just use that as a safe artifact for now on your heroes. And if you can, Penny should be able to do Aspen Dungeon. She will struggle a little bit though. Crit attack's fine. She'll come in and try and pop things. But yeah, it's just going to be a bit of a grind trying to get her to do Aspen Dungeon. But once you do it, you'll get 350 unlocked on your heroes. This has to be one of the funnest account reviews I've ever done. I did not expect that an account that looks so higgledy-piggledy like this would just have such a clear way to make progress. Bizarre. Absolutely bizarre, Artemis. Hopefully, everybody here watching has been mind blown. And yeah, crack on in, Artemis. Go buy those Lord of Fear Aspen copies. And good luck. I hope you have a fun time using an E5 Aspen as an early hero. If you want to try the Dark Artham doll, still feel free to, but the Aspen was a eureka moment. It absolutely was, and Sentiac's absolutely right. Dreamy Masquerade, that's the way forward. So, folks, this is going to be one of my favorite account reviews we've ever done. I can't wait to just hear how this account progresses in the future. You've got to be very frugal with your soul symbols. You only have 10 of them, so be careful. Obviously, swap out the Amavor, but be very, very careful for regression. You do have Heroic Summon Scrolls saved. Wait for a good holiday event to go and use them on. Maybe even wait to get to 1,000 so you can get artifact chests and just play smart. Best of luck, Artemis. I hope the person who owns this account takes the advice we've given them. I'll see you next time. Happy Island.